and post-op from my heart surgery, and I said I would follow up with you guys and for myself, like I said after the last video. I some things transpired in there that were really turned out being a blessing and maybe a bit of a miracle at the same time. But I want to follow up on the last vid and get you guys up to speed on where I'm at and how everything went down and all that stuff. So I had my, I just had heart surgery on Wednesday, September 2nd, open heart. I do have quite the scar under here. I thought about showing you guys, but you know what? We don't need that out there, and it's not for everybody. You know, maybe if it makes you question your mortality and things like that. You know, the scar is actually pretty good, but it's a good. You know, she's a 10 inches or 12 inches or something like that, but it's a pretty big sternum to up here, but it will fade really well. So anyway, I had my heart surgery on Wednesday, September 2nd. Got into ICU that night. So actually I checked in at 5 a.m. Did the rigmarole of all the stuff before you check in. What I meant to talk about last time was, you know, sorry, my throat is raspy, and that's from the tubes that were in my throat. And there's some scarring here from the side, but not too bad. But anyway, so 5 in the morning, did all that checking in and checking yourself really mentally upstairs. Make sure you're good to go for your surgery. And really all it is suppressing every emotional, sensitive triggers you may have, i.e. daughter, family. You know, it's inevitable to have that stuff pop in your head, but you do have to be a soldier and be ready to head through that door and just get it done. And so anyway, I was in at 5, and I finally got in to actually do the surgery at like 8:30 or something like that. So it was a long wait. That was terrible. That really wore on me, the wait. But so that night, the surgery took about 4.5 hours, which is good. Last time mine was like 7. They went really overboard on me. But so 4.5, and then I was in ICU. You know, where you go to after is immediately ICU, and that's where you really get the best care. There were 4 of us in there in ICU who all had kind of the similar procedures. There was a guy with a quad, a quad bypass done, and all kinds of. Some people were pretty rough in there, and including myself. Pretty rough. You know, I just had heart surgery, so. Anyways, I did that, and then Dana, my wife, came to visit me there, and that's when I was told really what happened. And there was something I didn't mention in the last video was for people that tuned in to check out my heart scenario. What I failed to mention was the doctor had said, Dr. Kent, that, you know, I'm going to check your valve. We're going to see, hey, get no cats in these videos, or men. My buddies are going to fucking rip me for that. Get. So anyway, the last video, I mentioned about the valve repair. And so what I didn't mention was that Dr. Kent told me, he said, if I can take a look at your valve that is already wonky and repair it versus replacing it, I'll do that. But we're likely replacing it based on your numbers, based on. Okay, so the whole basis of my last video was really, and where my head was at was, I'm getting a mechanical valve and I'm going to be on blood thinners for my life. And I had come to terms with it, and that was the deal. That was just the reality. So when I got out of ICU, Dennis said to me, "You have your valve. They saved your valve." So because they're in an open heart surgery mode versus my last one that was through the side, they were able to visually and concur, 5 times over, that my valve is a good valve. It had a wonky flap on the valve, which we had replaced before, repaired, and I had a little ring in there. I didn't explain that before. A ring with some elastics that kind of just... Anyway, end of the day, he was able to save my valve by putting in a state-of-the-art, brand new, whatever, this ring. Honestly, it's a miracle because I came out of there now with my resting heart rate is now what it was when I was playing junior and before my surgery. I have a resting heart rate right now of 50 to 60 beats per minute. I didn't have that. It was probably in the 80s and 90s. The last 5 years, it was just chugging, and I was on meds to keep it down. And I come out of there, I don't have to do blood thinners, and I'm not on Ramipril anymore, which normally go on Ramipril. I come out with my valve and it's fixed, and see you later. That doctor looked me in the eye. Dr. Kent, this is such a good guy. Same age as me. He's like 46. He said to me, he said, "I looked at you and thought, if I'm you, like, here's a guy who's my age, and knowing what I know about hearts, would I want to keep my valve?" And he said, "What do you guys think?" to his team. This valve, he said, "Yeah, I'm only going to keep your valve in there if I'm 100% certain you're going to live to the end of your days." And it was 100% certain from a team of 5. He said, "You got to keep that valve in there." And they fixed it with this new ring. So that's the deal. I'm good to go. So I went to step down unit after ICU. Those days are bad. Like ICU, you're brutal. Next day after that is worse. Your second day, it's just you get the shit kicked out of you. But they give you 2 little pamphlets, 2 little sheets. Here's your exercises to do. Like the weakest ass breathing on earth. Like, here, sniff 3 times. Like, that's an exercise because your chest, you can't breathe. But you're on a lot of medication, and so you're not panicking about it. You have to expand your lungs and get your air back. And then the other exercises are walking. You have to walk every day. And after being in there and seeing everybody in there, these guys, they don't do the checklist because it hurts. It does hurt. The breathing hurts and the walking hurts. It's such a simple task, but you don't do it, you're not getting out. And so I was pretty vigilant on those. I knew that going in, I was going to be vigilant on the checklist to get out because I was going to stay there the least amount of time possible. So I had a mission of 5 days in the hospital. I was there 4. And, we had it Wednesday, I was home by Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I was home by Sunday. So, but those couple days in between there, really what goes on is, as you're kind of, they've got you on a ton of meds and painkillers and all that stuff, and then they move you from ICU, step down recovery, so there's a whole herdia in there, and everybody's just like the Walking Dead, basically. Everybody's surviving. And then once you're good from there, then you go to you're kind of your own unit if you're in good shape, and I was really trying to act like I was in good shape. And I walked to my room. I didn't want to have them gurney me to my room. So anyway, they took me over there to my room, and now I got a TV. You get your own shit. Maybe you can start eating some half decent food and all that stuff. But there were some guys in there that, geez, I don't know, they're probably still in there. But much older too. There's a lot of older people in there. And they say the pain is harder on the younger you are. The pain is actually higher because our bodies, our bones haven't limbered up, and so when they enter your body, it's more invasive on your body. So my pains are, it's almost like everything else, but like my back is killing me, my neck is killing me, my shoulders kill me. Um, the wound itself, where they cut in, is not bad, and it never has been really, to be honest. So, like I said before, the worst part again is the lead up to that surgery. Okay, so you just trust me on that. You just got to get in there and get them shut the lights off as fast as you can, so you can wake up and start your training. That's it. That's the name of the game. So when I finally got to day 4, they told me we were getting out. They got to pull this tube out of here, which is connected to my heart. They had tubes in my stomach that were this long and probably this thick. 2 of them they just pulled out of there. There's no scar. Like it's a millimeter. Like it's amazing what they do these days. So anyway, I finally got out of there. Dr. Kent gave me the go ahead, and he asked me if I golfed and told him how good I was and stuff, and whatever. We're probably gonna be partners, but anyways, I can't say enough about Dr. Kent. This guy, so he's kind of touted as, at least from what I gathered from 100% of the staff there, that this guy is the Messiah. He checks all the boxes in terms of analytical, very very direct, bedside manner off the charts, steady hands, and just like bulletproof thinking and decision making, right? So anyway, I love the guy. Obviously, I want to sit down and have a beer with him, maybe some golf, right? So, but this guy is next level, Dr. Kent. So thank you to you guys and you and all your staff there. So when I finally got out of there, I got home on Sunday, and it was great to be back. Dan and my wife brought me home, and I had to pass out. I just wanted to sleep in my own bed, and I'm not super mobile. You kind of gotta keep your arms in close. I can spin around on a chair. I can't walk. I can move my arms kind of up and down like that and stretch a little bit, but all that's going to take time. I can't walk very far. Up and down the stairs, that's it, right? But I had a nap, and then I finally saw my daughter. I don't know if I'm going to get through this. Okay. Anyway, saw my daughter, cried, obviously. But really, I cried because I felt guilty, because I had to suppress, any feelings I had for her. So, anyways, okay, I'm back. It's emotional. Good to be back. How do I stop?